long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see.
Alert, alert.
637.
Carr now on first down. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Tack McKinley in there to sack him for a loss of 6.
Well, that's a pretty darn good start to this season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Working from the gun, it's Carr. Escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to throw it back deep. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. Really nice pick there for the reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week. And a good story on that, he said he didn't even know he won the award. His buddy had to call him. He saw it on television and said, hey, congratulations. How about that?
And I'll bet you his buddy said, well, since you didn't know, I'll just go ahead and claim the award, right? And everything that goes along with it. But the reason he won the award the previous week and what we just saw there, instincts, understanding where the play's going, and being able to make a play on the football.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. It looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one, and it turned into a floater. And defensively, this is a dream. He could have fair caught that one. That was way too easy.
Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Mike's 59. Wow, Bill. Wow.
You're mine.
Mike, check.
618. White.
Party now.
29. 29.
You go tight. You got tight. You got tight right there.
Now after the INT, it's Carr. He lost 9 there. That's really going to set him back for second down.
Purdue. White.
Ready to go now in the second quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Raiders in possession of the football, but they face a 2nd and long to start things out.
What's left? I know he ain't got it.
29.
Shotgun now for Carr. And he's going to be wrapped up and driven down. Grady Jarrett getting in there from his defensive tackle spot to snow him under for a loss of 4. Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long.
29.
Operating from the gun. Carr. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. He's got a man. Complete. Past the 20. 10. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. DeAnthony Thomas, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Raiders are able to strike quickly for 6. Zerline connects on the extra point, and that makes it a 14-10 ball game. Zerline out now to kick this one away. And that one carries out of the side of the end zone here, so it's a touchback and bring it out to the 25. So out come the Falcons now. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens.
Tight into the right, boy. Tight into the right. Move.
Gun!
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Double tight, guys. Double tight.
Go. Get set.
On first down, Carr. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And they get the football, but not much on the return here as he stopped at the 7-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
And Jones has it over the middle. Now Jones is hit. He lost the football. And the Raiders pick it up. And this drive will start on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free, anything you can do to slow them down.
And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Monday down.
Bang.
Cover 0.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll take this down for about 4 yards, down to the 15.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
White Monday down.
Mike's 5'9", Mike.
White.
Check.
Carr to throw on second down. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. But I think the Raiders are going to be able to hold on to it. Yes.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved
29.
away from him. In this
29.
case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Even. 4 down.
Go Chief.
On third and long, it's Carr. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. And a short return will be stopped inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands.
Gun!
Watch that hand. Tight end's right.
All right, now look at 56.
The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And strong running there gets this up over the 15-yard line. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Oh, yeah. Tight end left.
Set. 319.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move
Detroit!
on first down.
Detroit!
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call,
Detroit!
you got to be
Detroit!
really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's first and 10. They're going to look to throw. He's going to float this over the middle, deep. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what?
Detroit!
Creates a lot of
Detroit!
confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Gun!
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a first down. This quarterback now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's first and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Swings it out to the flat for Freeman. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. Give him 7 on the play, and it'll make it a second down.
Leopard! Gun! Detroit!
Looking to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete. The secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they're going to measure revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
Back to throw. And it's complete. Hooper. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
They'll give him a yard on the play, and that'll bring up second down. Now back to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Ito Smith, his first carry. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Now the Raiders are going to use another timeout here as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. The field goal unit's going to stay put on the sideline. They're going to go on 4th down here.
56. Lucky 56.
Check, check.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 22. He's at the 40. 20. 10. 5. And the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown. Charles, I'm looking at you, and understandably, your mouth is wide open in disbelief. What were they thinking?
That's going to be one of the great mysteries, but I do know this. When they went out on offense, I will guarantee they told them, don't just make anticipatory throws. Make sure you see it before you throw it. Didn't happen here.
Trying to protect that lead, and now they gave it up. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you've got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
After the pick six, they go right back to the air. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react.
And the Raiders have got him. Jabal Sheard coming hard that time. He's able to run him down for a loss of 12. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
He'll look to throw. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. On 4th down, here's Matt Bosher on to punt. Back deep is DeAnthony Thomas. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. So we've reached halftime here in Oakland with the Raiders on top as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded at the goal line. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. And here now come the Falcons. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
We'll see if they can pick it up. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30.
Watch it now, Barney!
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Throw right side, caught by Ridley. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. The Falcons on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. No. Check. Patriot! Patriot! Over!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. At 5 yards on the play there, the drive will continue.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Flush to his right, able to get away. And shutting him off, now open field. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
Back to throw here. This one caught by Ridley. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Watch him now, Barney.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They'll say no gain on the play, so it was looking good, but nothing there, and now it's 3rd down and inches. On 3rd down, Devontae Freeman. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Now whistles and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. There would be a very makeable field goal try from here, but instead they're going to go for it. They go with the keeper, and I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. P.J. Hall there to make the tackle. And you wonder, Charles, could that decision come back to haunt them later?
And it really could, because in this situation, you kick the field goal in a tight game like this, that's a good play. Yeah. But maybe what he's saying to himself is, I'm just not a big proponent of the old idea that any possession that ends in a kick I'm happy with. He wanted to be really aggressive.
A little twist here in the 3rd quarter. That's going to go as a loss of a full 8 yards. And it sets him back for 2nd down.
Well, anytime it's a toss or a pitch play, it's a battle for the edges. Who's going to control the edge of the line of scrimmage? In other words, can the defensive guys hold their leverage? What we were always taught was keep your outside arm or outside shoulder free if you were playing on the play side, meaning the ball coming towards you. And anyone coming from the backside, they're pinching down and sliding down towards it to try and keep people kind of locked into one spot. And, boy, what a great defensive play there. Weren't out leverage, running to the football from the inside out. It turned into a big loss of yardage.
On 2nd down, here's Carr. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's able to get up here to the 26. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
The Raiders on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10.
We got 4. We got 4.
6-18. Raider 2.
Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Raider linemen might have been moving. That's going to set him back 5 yards. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long.
White Monday. 24.
Mike, check. 59.
Hey.
From the gun, it's Carr. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And this will be caught at the 30. And all the way inside the 35 before he goes out of bounds. On third down, that is a big-time play for the Raiders. 45 yards. And they'll run it here. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
3 down.
Now a handoff looking right. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down.
Purdue!
From the gun, Carr. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down. And Zerline's kick is good. And they stretch the lead to 6. It's 20-14 now. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in relative course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the third quarter. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit from the same spot again.
Well, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. The left side completion to Jones. And out across midfield down to the 45. A really good pickup of 28 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 45-yard line. They'll look to throw. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Back now in the East Bay. It's the Falcons. They'll have the football, but trailing on the scoreboard as we get set to begin the 4th. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
Check.
Gun! Gun!
They'll look to throw here. Eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. In for the score. And the Falcons are an extra point away from having the lead.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Sullivan. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Single.
694.
Watch 84, watch 84.
24. 618.
Now Carr throwing on 2nd down. Flushed out right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. A big play that time for the Raiders. 59 yards.
And that's how you throw for a whole heap of yards in a game. You get efforts like that from your receivers. How about him laying out for that catch?
Yeah, excellent. Makes the quarterback look a whole lot better. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone.
Raider 2.
Yes. Check 9.
Purdue.
Watch safety.
Hey.
And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. A great play there. His 1st touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Raiders have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come.
Deuce right, Chief. What's up?
Working from the gun, it's Carr. Escaping the pressure right. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. That is now 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
Detroit!
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Dancing to his left. And that is incomplete.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of. Otherwise, he was going to get sacked.
Line of scrimmage, again, the 25. 2nd and 10.
I got you. Hey, check right.
They'll set up a throw. And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack. Jabal Sheard in there to get him his 2nd sack now in the afternoon. The Falcons on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and a mile.
All right, now, lucky 56.
Now the Raiders are going to use another timeout here. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. The Falcons on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and forever. He'll look to throw. He goes underneath to Freeman. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or 2 short, and it's 4th
They don't
down.
want it, fellas. They don't want it. Keep playing hard, fellas, all day. Woo! Let's get it.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Here we go, D.
Gun!
Here I come again.
Detroit! Gun! All right, now, lucky 56.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley.
Leopard!
And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42.
Detroit!
They've been burned twice already on fourth down, but the third time's the charm as they keep the drive moving. He'll drop to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Raiders pick it up. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect
No
him.
one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. Give him 2 on that run, and they're still left looking at a third and about 9 to go.
Go. Get set.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. Give him 12 yards that time and an Oakland first down. I guess he was saving his best for last, so to speak. Longest run of the day coming here in the fourth quarter right there.
And that type of run makes for a better night for him and his teammates, doesn't it?
Get set.
To be able to produce this late in the game can lead to some big smiles and satisfaction in the locker room after this one's over.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
45's the mic. 45's the mic. Better bring it.
Hey!
And they'll go on the ground. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Wow, a personal foul at this stage in the fourth. Hard to believe.
Really hard to believe, and now that glow of hope that you had begins to flicker out, doesn't it?
Yep. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Now!
They come out here in the eye.
Tighten up.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown. A great effort there. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Raiders take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in.
Everyone's got 4 down. Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
They're going to keep it on the ground. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And he will get into the end zone again. And he seems to have a nose for it as he gets both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. Zerline out now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Lucky
Big
56!
word. I like it, though, because you're exactly
You
right.
like that, don't you?
All game long,
Detroit!
they've struggled
Detroit!
moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. It's already symptomatic.
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Gun!
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. He's going to let it fly. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, 3rd down. Tried to go for the big one there on second down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
They're going to look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Freeman. And he'll be brought down with the first down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. A big play there on the catch and run. 30 yards.
Gone!
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And finding the tight end, Hooper. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. It's a gain of 7, and that'll make it second down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackle. Tackle him after the catch, inbounds.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Counting down to 30 seconds remaining. A rough couple of weeks for the man under center. 5 sacks last week, 4 now this week. Do you try to design some quicker developing plays if you're an offensive coordinator?
I think you do that. I think you also change his launch point at times. In other words, move your pocket to the right, to the left, roll him out, bootleg him. Do some different things so they can't just rely on the fact that he's going to take 3 to 5 steps back in the pocket and line up and throw the football.
The current formula is not working right now.
Detroit!
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. That's to his running back, complete. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Raiders are going to win the football game. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. And they'll run it here. And an alley to run. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left.
Express! Go, Chief!
4 down.
Right back to him on first down. Room to run inside the 40. And down right around the 37.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice gain.
A lot of scoring. There's no doubt about that in this one, Charles. Points, they were not at a premium. They were pretty easy to come by.
They were, but it was fun, wasn't it? Because both teams finding ways to click. And you know people who love this game, they also love baseball games that are 14-11 with 3 or 4 home runs mixed in.
So for Oakland, they used a favorable early schedule to their advantage as they move to 2-0. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll get a home date next week against the Detroit Lions. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.